Hello, Hyper Peaches! Welcome to our second episode. I'm Erica.
And I'm Joyce.
Woo-hoo.
How are you?
I am not as nervous.
We look super nervous.
We're doing okay. We're doing okay.
Okay.
We have received quite a lot of feedback.
Yeah, to be honest,
since our first episode.
Yeah, the feedbacks were very, very nice, and all our friends and family, they really supported us, and it was just better than I imagined. I guess I didn't really had any high hopes to begin with, but
I'm super grateful.
I'm so grateful. I'm just happy that we're doing this now. Even happier than before we started.
Seriously.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, they give us a lot of constructive comments, feedbacks, about how we should adjust our mics, our tones. You know how people would always sound even when you're giving a public speech, if you're nervous, people can just sound it. Yeah, can just tell.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't tell right now because you can't see my
face,
my body language.
Yeah.
But you can just hear it from my sound. And trust me, guys, we're improving on that.
Yeah.
We're still very new on this.
Yeah.
And we're trying to make it super smooth, conversation, but in a way we're still a little bit nervous and just picking up this pace, but thank you for bearing with us on that. And do you want to tell people a little about, because a lot of people ask me about the language.
Yes.
Why would we choose to do it in English, even though the both of us speak Cantonese as our mother language?
Yep. I think just for me personally, on a personal level, it was because I was comfortable with English, conversational wise. I was very comfortable with it, and I think for us, our conversations too, there's always some English in between our Cantonese. So I think for me, it would just be a more comfortable way to express myself doing this podcast. And also I think on a business perspective or a long-term perspective, English is going to be able to kind of attract the audience outside of Hong Kong.
Yeah,
and
totally
it's
agree.
not that we're gonna eliminate the option of not using Cantonese podcasts at some point. I'm sure we would do some podcasts in between when the opportunity comes. But I don't think there's any boundaries to not having it. Yeah, for sure.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And I'll just add that even though people who know me know that I mix these two languages a lot.
Yeah.
In my during my day-to-day usage, I know it's annoying.
Yeah.
And that's why when it comes to, a podcast for the public, I try not to do that too often. And I guess that's why either, English only or Canto only for some special episodes would be.
Yeah, I think it will just depend
for us.
It will just depend on the topic, our mood, the setting, just everything. It will just come naturally. I think there's no set boundaries for us. So that's nice. I'm looking forward to the next after the first episode, I feel now we can actually dive into different topics that we really, really enjoy talking.
Juicier topics.
Yeah, for sure.
Out of all the topics, what are you what do you find yourself more passionate for, or more interested in talking about, career, relationship, or what do you think you are?
I think I just want it to be as casual as possible and comfortable. So those conversations are always surrounded, for me as a moody person, I like to talk about moods and love, friendships, mental health also comes with moods. So just and also life and doing the 20s now. I think all these topics are so relatable, and people just don't really talk about it. I think they go through their heads a lot. They think about it, but they don't really talk about it conversational wise. So now that we can put it out there, I hope people can resonate with us. We could build a community. We could do chats to our audiences and make more friends basically.
Totally
how about
agree,
you?
100%. I guess I'm just agree with whatever you say.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why we started.
That's why we started together.
Together.
Yeah.
But more so, Oh, actually, like, because one of our friends gave us a comment on how we should incorporate like more local culture into our conversations, and I think that's a really like good one. Yeah, I totally agree. Not saying that we have to, you know, only focus on Hong Kong, but definitely this is our root. And we can talk about it more, and that actually relates to one of the subtopics that we're going to talk about today. Well, let me just read you the, you know, the topic of it. It is 11 reasons singledom sucks in Hong Kong. Do you want to just, you know,
let's just go through this like super fast?
Yes.
And see how people would react to it.
Sure, read it one after. Yeah. So first one, it's too expensive to rent on your own.
True. Fact.
Second one, do you want to read it?
If you do meet someone, chances are you both live with your parents. Very accurate because, you know.
Thanks to the high AF rent, expensive AF rent.
Next one.
Okay, couples taking selfies everywhere.
I have a question about this. Is it just Hong Kong or like it's everywhere in the world? Because, I mean, okay, so you study
PDA, right? PDA,
selfies, just like all those like extra like boyfriend girlfriend like actions.
Yeah, it's a common thing.
Yeah. Oh, you know why you see couples taking selfies everywhere in Hong Kong?
Because it's so small.
Exactly.
It's so
exactly.
It's so small in Hong Kong. So
that's why everything is just like more clustered.
Yeah.
But if you go to like other countries, like foreign countries, there's a bigger space, right?
That is
so
true.
Everything is more spread out.
That is
you don't
true.
see it as much in your face as often. So
that is true.
I agree to that.
Imagine going out to Mongkok, like not during COVID.
Yeah.
Every single corner that you turn into, oh my god, there's a couple taking selfies, or there's a couple doing something super coupley.
Yeah.
You know how much I like do not see the point of kissing like on top of your mask.
Do they still do that? That's so gross.
They do that.
That's so unhygienic.
I know, right?
Okay.
The next one. Minimum orders on food delivery services.
Is that true?
That is actually true.
What's the minimum order for Deliveroo?
Well, Deliveroo doesn't really have a minimum order, as I know, as of now.
Yeah.
But they do charge you $20 the delivery fee, right? And so if you order like $40 Starbucks coffee, adding on to the $20, then it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And for Food Panda right now, I think, I'm not sure if they still have it, but like 2 weeks ago, I read like different posts, and those are saying that Food Panda charges a $200 minimum.
Wow.
Yeah. So even if you order only 40, like again the $40 Starbucks meal. Bank. Yeah, they're gonna charge you $200 either way.
Interesting. Okay. Next one is table for one, please. I think this is so interesting.
So interesting.
Okay, so we talked about this like last night, right? What places would make you feel like you're not alone, right? And I came up with one, which was Ichiran.
Yeah.
Ramen, because they all have those cubicles for yourself, so they don't purposely take away like 4 sets or 3 sets of tables. To make you feel alone, right?
I think the people who created the whole like idea of it in the first place intended it for single like guys.
I think so too. Because it's from Japan, right? Yeah. So a lot of people, they like get off work and then
and it's open 24/7.
Perfect.
You can go anytime.
They only have like not that much restaurants like this in Hong Kong. So
I think
they should implement
like
more.
2 or 3 hours.
Yeah. Interesting. I like this.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Can't escape the couples deals. Yeah, I'll say I'm not sure about this one. I didn't see a lot of couple deals.
Yeah, it's not really in my face.
Yeah.
It's okay. Okay, next one.
No one to split a cab with. Oh my god.
Like, good thing as this timeout news said, like, good thing like the cab rides in Hong Kong is not that expensive compared to other countries.
Yeah.
I'm not too mad about it, but of course I want someone to split a ride with.
Yeah. And if you go out to like Lan Kwai Fong on a Friday night, it's okay. You will always find someone to split a cab with, single or not.
That's true.
There will be some like random dudes just coming up to you. Hey, do you want to split a cab?
Would you split? I won't. I'll just like take the minibus.
Remember? But it's the two of us with some random.
So it's okay.
Yeah.
You know why we took that cab? Because it was Halloween. Wait, was it Halloween night?
I think so as well.
Okay, it was like some festival, right? Yeah. So okay, Halloween, and it was like the cab ride from Lan Kwai Fong back to Kowloon Town was like $250.
Exactly, and
that's
why
we
when
have to split it.
Yeah, you have to split it because those people are from City University. Exchange student. I remember that. Okay, so
is there another one?
Yeah, there's one. Oh, I don't think this one is relatable. Yeah, the inevitable question: when are you getting married?
From what? From elderlies or from like
elderlies,
relatives?
from relatives. Yeah, I think that happens around like in every Asian country.
Yeah,
maybe.
that's true.
Yeah. Whenever you meet the grandparents or the parents,
it's just the question at the back of their mind. Like they don't even know they're doing it; they're just doing it.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Is that it? Is that almost it? Is this the last one?
Yeah, that's the last one.
Every time you meet someone you like, they dated your friend. I guess in Hong Kong that's applicable because Hong Kong
very applicable.
There's only 7.3 million people in Hong
seriously.
Kong.
If you know someone, that someone must already have known your friend.
Yeah,
or
Hong Kong is a very, very small
friend's
city.
friend.
That's true. I agree.
Goes on.
I agree with all of this. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's very. They did a very thorough research on Hong Kong.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I think. Ooh, now we can like.
So what is the theme today? Like, what are we talking about actually?
Today?
Yeah.
I think we didn't set a title yet for this. I think we'll set one after. But it's just about relationships and the phases of relationship. And I think today we're gonna break down into 3 phases.
Yes. Right? Yes. So basically, because we want to talk about like whether there's a perfect age.
Yes.
For being single.
Yeah.
Or being in a relationship, and we want to talk about that from dating. Mm-hmm. Or being single in your teenage years versus in the college years, or when you graduated, when you stop being a teen but you're still studying. That still counts as the same phase.
Yes.
And versus when you're working.
Yes.
When you're working class.
100% agree.
Yeah. So okay, let me ask you this question.
Yes, please.
When
I'm so nervous.
Did you start dating?
13 years old.
So young.
That's what, year 8. But I don't know what is that in high school, like form 1. Form 2.
Form 1. Yeah, form 1.
Well, it's because I went to a co-ed school.
Yeah.
Next question.
Do you want to know mine?
Sure.
18.
That's a legal age. For drinking and dating.
I got my first sip of beer when I was 15.
Really?
But I started dating when I was 18.
Good girl.
That's when you know the love of your life. It's not really, guys. It's just alcohol.
Tell me though, like, I don't know about you, like, how did dating feel when you were 18?
I still feel like I'm a stupid 13-year-old, 14-year-old girl. Even when even when I only started dating in 18.
Okay.
But because it was my first relationship, it actually felt like I was still in those kind of high school, lovey-dovey feeling.
Yeah.
Because I was such a shy person back then.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm coming from an all-girls school. I'm just not used to,
It was just so new.
Yeah. And I felt totally alright. Like, I didn't feel the need to date when I was in...
the all-girls.
Yeah, the all-girls, like, secondary school. Because I have so much to deal with. And
true.
Thinking about that, like, I would say if I were to date back in high school...
Yeah.
Like, it's super cliche saying that, but I would probably just totally fucked up my public examination, my DSE.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go to...
You'll feel so distracted.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to a local college. I wouldn't be able to do all the things that I did.
Yeah.
Because I'm such a easily distracted person.
Yeah. Even, I mean, like, because we're all young, it's so easy. You get distracted just easily, too,
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. So, I would give a very... brief conclusion that I think...
To wrap up your teenage love.
No, just to wrap up, like, being... like, dating in your teenage year is not as like vital, like not as important.
I agree.
Like it's a optional thing.
For sure.
Yeah, because you have so much more to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. For me, I would say, because I was dating, like my first relationship was 13 years old. I definitely was like feeling all the love. It was like the first time feels like I just felt like the infatuation was so strong. Like I didn't think about anything maturely. It was just like everything was so impulsive. Everything was just so like straight from like the feels. And yeah, like the things that I would say that I cared about was like, I remember I just really cared about like giving cards, sending SMS.
So you never
SMS.
You've never written me any cards.
Yeah, because you weren't my boyfriend.
Our friendship should be more important.
I think I cared about gifts. I cared about how the way I looked.
Ooh, so your love language is gift. But I think
not anymore. I used to before, you know, when like technology wasn't like super like important.
Yeah.
So I would like, for me, I would sum up that dating back then felt like a trend. Like same thing like you, right? Because it's not a necessity looking back, but when you go back to that environment, you will want to date because everybody else is doing it, and you kind of want to hop on that train. You want to feel like a sense of like belongingness of like this like community. So in a sense, like now we're like saying, oh, we're mature, probably won't. But before, like the teenager us is like, okay, but we need that belonging, you know? So it's just interesting to look back.
Yeah, for me, it's more like flirting. Like I just did it.
You like
you just like texting different guys and then talk to your friends about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of feel like, oh, you belong to that group.
Yeah, that's true.
After I'm not very into dating. I was not very into dating at
That's good.
age.
That's good. I think also coming from different schools too. It's just a different setting.
Totally different.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, moving on. Ooh, this is interesting.
Wow, that's when dating really, started to become a real deal.
In our college years. Dang. Would you rather be single or would you rather date back then if you had a choice now? Come on.
Damn, that's a really deep I would say, well, I like, disclaimer, I never regretted any of the guys that I've dated. Like, I treasured every relationship.
Yes.
But just between the two of us, right?
No, and like 100 more people. But go on.
Because I did like a long distance relationship for like 2.5 years.
Yes, yeah.
I treasured that, but if I have to like start it all over again, maybe I wouldn't have picked long distance because college years feel super precious.
Yeah.
Like it like looking back at it, 4 years just goes by like that.
That's so true.
And I wasted basically half of it just talking to a phone. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I still feel super grateful that I've met that guy, but it's just the fact that long distance is
slash college.
Distance in college just feels wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I would say like maybe if you want to date in like people who want to date in like their college years, like date someone like locally, source locally,
or just stay single. I think staying single during that period is just.
It
makes a lot more sense because you're meeting so many people every single day. Like you meet different people for each course, for each during each semester, for each activity. Even when you go to the school food canteen, whatever, then you meet a different person.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think for me, like also yes and no for college. I'll give you why yes. Yes, I would say it's good to date in college is because you're somewhat mature enough compared to your teenage years.
Yeah.
Your brain is just biologically more mature and more logical. That, in a sense, college is a very easy way for you to meet as much people as possible. And I think college is a time where you should explore and what do you call it in English? Like, just like select and like...
Yeah, trying to... like eliminate
exactly
yes,
do eliminate
yes.
sessions during college.
Yeah.
So then when you graduate and go out to the outside world, you already eliminated 10 people.
Are you saying that like you're saying yes to
dating in college?
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
because of
that's
true. That's
because
true.
of this elimination
That's
process.
True. Yeah.
And it's so easy for you to meet.
But then does that mean that you have to go on like multiple dates and being in a relationship with different guys at the same time? So
Not
they
same
can really
time.
compare,
Once a year, it's fine.
like during your period every month, and then be dating different guys at the same time.
It depends on your preference and like how picky you are.
See
as
how
a
they
person.
react.
So it really depends on you as a person. There's no time frame. There's no,
Yeah.
But I just think there's no limit to like, oh, I cannot explore. Like, I think it's okay to explore. Yep. Just make sure you like graduate. That's all. Make sure you graduate school, but also at the same time have fun and like date around, because there's no harm for it, And why I say no is because it's kind of contradicting. No, because
you're not mature enough.
Yeah, I would say I'm still not fully formed. I still don't exactly know what I exactly want. So
Dude,
that
no one is ever fully formed.
I know. So, but that would make some people, aka me, very lost at the same time. And that lostness would kind of just confuse me a lot sometimes in life, and just like choosing what path to go. So just, I guess, like, know your ground, stay your ground, know what you want, and be okay with like making mistakes and choosing the wrong people. I think when you know that prior, that's a good thing,
Yeah.
So like I would say like priorities, if I think back in college, would be making as much friends as possible, experiencing all these like social activities, and just keep an open mind, basically.
Agreed. Well, you can still do that while you're in a relationship. Yeah. In a way. But just because I've known people who like basically spend, like, who are not in long distance relationship with like local boyfriend, but basically spend literally 24/7 with the same boyfriend. And honestly, I don't think that's super healthy.
Yeah.
Especially, when you started college. Yeah. When you're supposed to just go into different social groups,
exactly,
and meet people and grow as a person.
It's a great platform.
Yeah, and even for like, because we have exchange, right? For college, and some people just try to match their like the exchange destination with their boyfriends, or just choose not to go because of their boyfriends or girlfriends. And I mean, I totally understand.
Yeah.
I couldn't even say for myself, like, if I were to be dating a local boyfriend, I might have done the same, but I just don't think it's
the smartest thing and the most practical thing to do. Interesting. Okay,
so after college,
yes,
when you started working, yes, well, I'll just say this first, because I think that's like, at least for a lot of people in Hong Kong, that might be the perfect age to be in a relationship. Ooh. Because there's a stereotype in Hong Kong, or maybe not Hong Kong, just in general, like in the modern society, like, oh, you started working, it's not that easy to meet someone new, and like everything is super stable, and it's better to be in a like stable relationship, and then gradually after you become financially competent for a few years, like after a few years you become financially competent, and you can just like get married, grow a family. And I totally I respect that, because it's if you met the right person, then it's the right thing to do. The whole thing just sounds super steady.
I think I would like describe this phase of dating: stable, peaceful, hopeful, calm, mature. And those are the things that I've heard from my friends now that are dating, and they all the vibe that I get from them are all these words. And I think that represents like the longevity and like a long lasting relationship. And I think now in a like uncertain time like this, everybody seeks for the calmness and the stability that a true healthy relationship can provide.
True. But speaking for like the single people, I think like they also find calmness in this singledom. Because like I've read a couple articles, and it's more about like whether you view the single relationship status as really like being single or being alone. Because if you really like, if you view being single as the opportunity to still be able to experience different things, not to be committed to like specific person and get tied down, then you will feel calm, like even during COVID.
Yeah, for sure. I think the calmness comes with like just staying so focused to what your priorities are, you know, and your own needs.
Exactly.
And put yourself first,
You don't have to compromise in any single circumstances.
That's true. Nobody would pull you down or drag you up. Just, you know, you walk in your path. And I think that's also a beautiful thing. So actually, to tie back to our so-called title, I would, after this conversation, I don't think there's a perfect age to be single or to date. Like, everybody has their time frame, everybody has their different phases in life, and I think what is yours will come eventually. So just like, don't put too much pressure on like society has given us. Like, don't give yourself labels. I think just like just like be feel natural and feel as comfortable as you feel. And
I think it's more about whether like your mentality, whether you are looking for someone. Like, first, whether you are looking for someone, and whether when you are in a relationship, whether that someone is actually worth a while. Otherwise, you shouldn't just, you know, stay in a relationship for the sake of it. Because I've
don't
seen
be in
so
a
many
relationship
people
just to
doing
be in a
it.
relationship.
Seriously. Because you have you have a whole lifetime. Like, I've seen people who, well, I didn't see people, sorry. I mean, I've read online, like, even that Taiwanese actress, she recently got divorced, and she just got together, rekindled with her ex, but that was from 20 years ago,
and they got married now, but they still haven't met in person yet. They just got married.
I think so. I think that's a part, insane. But definitely that they reconnected after 20 years, and then they got married. And she's like almost 40, I guess, or even more than that. So like, there's a time for everything, and the unexpected like always comes from just comes from nowhere. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm trying to like put out a very inspiring quote, but I just forgot a second half of it.
It's okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's what wine makes me.
I think so to just, I guess, do you want to sum this up? Like, for my sum up of this, it's just I see like single and like being in a relationship in different phases, like in a teenager life, in a college life, in like outside world, like working life. That dynamic for everything is so different. And now looking back, it's like, I'm glad that like I went through that. Regardless, I had my single phases, I had my dating phases. I'm glad for everything that happened. I felt like everything should have happened the way it was. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason.
Exactly. So cliche, but so true.
So
everything
true.
is always so cliche, but the clichéness is the trueness of it.
Yeah. Agreed. I would just say, like, as long as you find the reason for doing what you're doing, whether it's being in a relationship or being single, then that's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you don't have to trying to do that for to live up the social expectation.
You don't have to justify your reasoning, your decisions for other people's like decision, or like the gratification of other people's approval.
Agreed. At least for me, I think I've never really tried to do that just for someone else, for other people. I'm doing it for myself.
Stay true to yourself.
And even when maybe a lot of friends just saying that what I'm doing is like doesn't make sense at all, whatever, still I don't have to explain it to anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess that wraps up our very juicy.
I kind of want to like talk more.
Yeah, maybe we should like
do another segment.
Like, should,
because I got a lot of feedback too, and people are like, "Oh, talk about love," and I was like,
"People love listening to your voices."
Thank you. I mean, love is a juicy topic. Let's be real,
and
right?
that's like 90% that takes up 90% of your life.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's so true.
Admit it or not.
That's so true.
Yeah, people are all about relationships.
Exactly. So I think for me, I would like personally think that if people can like give us a feedback, like comment on our Instagrams and stuff, like about whether they enjoyed this segment and if they want us to continue this, say like once a month, we could just keep like exploring more about relationships, diving more deep, and talking about our opinions. I think this would be like something that would be super fun and exciting. So yeah. Nice. Okay, so thank you for listening, and we hope your day is as peachy as this episode. So make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at HyperPeaches.
And also like this podcast on Spotify and iTunes. Comment or DM us on any of our social media platforms as well. And I'll talk to you in the next one.
Bye.